와이더 2.0이 무료 배포 중입니다. 이미적 꿀템이에요. 스테레오로 넓히거나 모노로 만들 때 쓰면 좋습니다. 보컬 기타 등에 걸 수 있어요. 리버브 딜레이와 함께 연동해서 사용해도 좋습니다. 해외 유명 프로듀서분들이 즐겨 쓰는 꿀템이에요. 이번에 2.0으로 업그레이드 됐습니다. 다운받는 법은 본인 OS에 맞는 걸로 받아 설치하면 됩니다.
Sounds great. It is a stereo signal, so it does have a little bit of width to it, but it's not as wide as I'd like for it to be. So let's put wider on here, and all I've done is just pull this out to about 100% and listen to how much wider this sound sounds. Right? Let's do it once and I'll turn it on halfway through. You'll really be able to notice it then. Check this out. So this is off currently. I'm going to flip it on. Right? Now, you probably need headphones to be able to really hear this, but if you're listening on headphones, you can definitely notice that. So I love this. It is a super cool, super easy to use plugin. As I said, I don't use it all over the place, but I am definitely using it on the vibraphone here. I've thrown it on some...
사운드토이즈 이펙트 렉이 43% 할인 중입니다. 레알 이펙트 꿀템이에요. 믹싱 종결자입니다. 디스토션, 딜레이, 코러스 등 다양한 효과를 한 번에 줄 수 있어요. 이펙트 조합으로 나만의 사운드 디자인을 할 수도 있습니다. 믹싱이 고민이신 분들에게 강추해요. 저렴한 때 득템하세요.
So that's like the fundamental tone, and then everything above that is kind of the more interesting stuff. The next thing that I'm doing is I'm setting this threshold because you can dynamically modulate the filter cutoff points. So now when the sound triggers, it opens up the envelope, it moves the filter cutoff points to a higher tone. And this creates this really interesting effect. It gives us that quintessential filter freak swishiness of the resonant filters moving, and then it also really emphasizes the deeper tones when we get that release, and we hear that a lot in the reverb, which is not something that was jumping out in this particular sound to begin with. Now, I think that this is too assertive for what we're doing, but if I use this mix knob at 50/50, then we get this nice blend of both. We get those really cool lasery reverb tails that are going to go on wow. Like it's a nice sound that we didn't intrinsically have. It was there, but we're really bringing it out and coloring it and giving it that extra bit of resonant movement. So that's my first step here. Second thing, I think we could add a little bit of ambience to it. We could fill up that space with just...
리브 LX-24가 30% 할인 중입니다. 코리아에서 새로 나왔어요. 리버브 꿀템입니다. 유명 리버브 모델을 복각해서 만들었어요. 상당히 자연스럽고 풍성한 공간감을 쉽게 만들 수가 있습니다. 객관적인 조작으로 초보분들도 쉽게 사용할 수 있어요. 저렴할 때 득템하세요. 옥스포드 리미터 V4가 75% 할인 중입니다. 레알 리미터 꿀템이에요. 간단한 조작으로 레벨을 쉽고 빠르게 올릴 수 있습니다. 사운드 결과물 또한 상당히 좋아요. 버텍, 릴리드, 이넨스 등의 페이더를 조작해서 원하는 레벨을 만들면 돼요. 초보분들에게 강추합니다. 저렴할 때 득템하세요.
Peak metering and compensation, as well as use dithering if needed. Let's take a listen to the plugin.
5% 할인 중입니다. 손쉽게 댐핑감을 만들 수 있어요. 레트로, 힙합, R&B 장르 하시는 분들에게 추천드립니다. 펌프, 세츄레이션, 트랜지언트, EQ 등이 모두 포함되어 있어 올인원으로 작업할 수 있어요. 기타, 드럼 등에 걸면 매우 효과적입니다. 저렴할 때 득템하세요.
So with it in, you can hear a clear difference. There's a lot of punch, warmth, thicker bottom. It's pretty juicy. So we have 4 of the 5 sections working on the drums here. So I'm going to kind of go through and show you what's going on. So with the compressor, here's your on-off and your parameters, things like threshold, ratio, attack, release. Then there's a sidechain high-pass filter, which decides at what frequency the compressor starts to compress. So if you don't want to be compressing the low frequencies like 100 hertz, or in this case 121 hertz, it's everything above that frequency. So when that kick drum goes boom, it's not like compressing and collapsing, which is a nice feature. And then there's output gain and the mix. So you can use part of the wet signal and the dry signal and mix them together with this mix knob. So anyway, with this on, let's take a listen. So I've automated the punish knob too.
퓨어번들이 30% 할인 중입니다. 자동 믹싱 꿀템이에요. 라이트 버전으로 나왔는데 성능이 상당히 뛰어납니다. 믹싱이 고민이신 분들에게 강추해요. 장르 악기 등을 설정하고 오토 버튼을 누르면 알아서 믹싱을 도와줍니다. 노브의 값을 변경해 자신의 곡에 맞춰 사용하면 돼요. 저렴할 때 득템하세요.
You have the choice of 3 mix styles, the amount of compression, and there's the clarity setting for more transparent compression. You hear it brings back some of the highs, for instance. Now, there's no sidechain in the plugin, and the low end does suffer a bit in a track like this. You need to add EQ after the plugin to bring some of that back. There are many more presets to go through, and the settings do affect audio. Let me show the vocals preset during the spot